And welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, CWE's new home. And I am excited as hell to be here. I'm Jeremiah Clump. Joining me alongside, as always, is the wonderful Connor Brandt. Now, Connor, we had a lot of action take place last week. It's going to be interesting to see how some of that unfolds this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is explosive here for CWE Live tonight. Let's get the show underway. And here we go. It's going to pick up early. Now, Connor, here comes Sid Floyd. The big question for Sid Floyd over the past couple of weeks is whether or not Corey Fox has had it out for him. You originally were a defender of Corey Fox, but you seem to have changed your tone. What do you think now?
I'm still on the fence. I'm not going to give a yes or no answer, but I will say I'm definitely leaning towards the he's got it out for him type deal.
So you think that maybe now Corey Fox does have an issue with Floyd?
Yeah, just a little bit on maybe some bad blood if there was any in between them in the ring that's passed into his management style.
Well, we're going to have to see, but Sid Floyd is not scheduled to have a match here, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Sid Floyd is out here to do. While he comes out, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to remind you that there are a number of ways you can connect with CWE. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/CWE Live, on Twitter @CWE Live, on Reddit, reddit.com/r/CWE Live, on Tumblr @CWE Wrestling, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. And on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us there. I think we're going to have to create a separate YouTube account just for the amount of sass that you give me in this booth here, Connor.
That's what I'm here to do.
I think you're here to call matches more than you want to give me sass.
With sass.
Well, sassy as he might be, it's time for some CWE. Let's go to Sid Floyd in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen of Pittsburgh, how are we doing tonight? The new home of CWE, and folks, I gotta say, it is awesome to see the amount of energy that is just pouring out of this arena for CWE in the new permanent home. It's humbling to see the amount of respect that you guys have for this, and for me, and for everyone else. And for that, we all just want to take a quick second to say thank you for continuing to come to these events and supporting this show. Now that being said, we've got to set these happy feelings aside because I've got something else to talk about. You were all watching the show last week, I'm certain, and saw a little tiny segment where Brandon Lopez, who, thank you Brandon, by the way, found me unconscious backstage. I'm not trying to begrudge anyone, I'm not trying to stir up any more dirt than it needs to be. But the fact of the matter is, I was jumped. I was jumped by 3 people, and folks, I know who it was. Very simply put, there are only 3 guys in that locker room that walk around with pentagrams on.
Uh-oh.
And you know, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it was them. Those guys, they do weird stuff all the time. It's not a surprise to me. The only thing that's surprising is why. Why would the disciples come? It's not surprising they did. I want to know why, because I haven't crossed Sindrak's path. I haven't crossed their path. I haven't crossed the paths of anyone lately except for one man. A man who claims to this day to be my best friend. And a man who claims that he's doing what's good for the show, not for him, and not trying to put anyone down. You know something? I was put down pretty damn hard last week. And the more that this has gone on, the more it has become clear to me that I don't think someone's being completely honest here. And I'm sick of dealing with it. I'm sick of having to talk about it. I'm sick of having this happen. So I'm going to clear the air right now and say, Corey Fox, if you have bad blood with me, now is the time. Because I am not going to put up with this for another damn second.
There go our lights, Connor, and This isn't good. And Connor, here come the disciples. Well, it's going to get stirred up now. Sid Floyd apparently accused the disciples of being the ones who took him out last week. Now the disciples are on their way down to the ring, and I can't imagine that this exchange is going to end well.
No, nothing with the disciples ever ends well, but, I mean, called out Corey Fox, and, I mean, here comes the disciples, so, I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery to me.
Do you think that Sid Floyd was accusing the disciples of working with Corey Fox? Is that what it sounded like that to me?
It sounded like that to me too, but I mean, I have a hard time believing that an upstanding person like Corey Fox would even consider using someone like the disciples to get back at supposedly his best friend.
This is all just one hell of a quagmire, and I think the fact remains to be seen about what exactly is going on here. Suffice to say that right now the disciples are in the ring, and if I was Sid Floyd, I don't think I would stick around for very long.
If I were you, Sid Floyd, I would discontinue these ridiculous accusations that the three of us would have any interest in your petty mortal affairs. The disciples answer to one person and one person only, and that is the devil incarnate, Sindrak. Whether you believe or not that the three of us were involved with your supposed moral affair is irrelevant to us. We share no interests in the things that tie this mortal world together. However, that being said, you have committed a blasphemous act tonight, Sid Floyd. Without permission, you spoke the Master's name. And that is not to be forgiven. So tonight, Sid, you must face the three of us. There is no way out of it.
When we come back, we're going to see that. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This match is in swing here. Sid Floyd challenged by the disciples for apparently saying Sindrak's name. I didn't know that was a cardinal offense here in the name of the disciples, but I guess this is happening, so it is.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising to me. I mean, how many times have we said, I don't even know if I want to say his name now.
Yeah, they kind of leave us alone. Maybe we're too insignificant for them to care, but well, maybe not. You have your history with you know who.
I do, and it may not be a glorious history, but it's a history nonetheless.
Yes. And they say the winner writes history, so I guess you get to be the final writer there since you won the exchange. But nonetheless, here comes Dylan Bishop. Sid Floyd sent off the ropes, and a huge elbow drop. Now, Connor, this is going to be one hell of a task for Sid Floyd to defeat all three disciples here tonight.
I mean, Sid Floyd, he's an incredible athlete, but I mean, I don't know if I don't know if anyone has it in them to face three people, let alone the disciples, on their own.
Well, let's take a look at what has been forced upon Sid Floyd over the past couple of months. He's had to face The Edge, the disciples, Richard Till, Dmitry Volchenkov, and the list just seems to grow week by week of obstacles that Sid Floyd has had to unnecessarily overcome just to, ergo, prove himself, if you will, to Corey Fox. And honestly, I can't make heads or tails of this situation. I don't know if I should believe Sid Floyd that there's a fix in. I don't know if I should believe Corey Fox that this is all good for business. What do you think? Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this is... Here it comes, the Philadelphian slice! What do you think, Con?
I mean, as of right now, either side has yet to show any sort of what I've seen.
Look out! Look out! He's up! And he's about to get comfortably numb! Sid Floyd hits this comfortably numb. And now, there goes Cross. And he swung at Berlin, but he missed. And Sid Floyd trying to take out the disciples here. And there goes Berlin. Oh, but Bishop's up. Go on, Connor.
But either side has yet to show what I would say is concrete evidence that either one of them is saying what the other, what the other is saying.
You're right.
But it's all he said, she said type thing. But the facts are not looking good.
Look out! Moonsault in homage to Corey Fox.
I mean, what little evidence we have
There goes Berlin.
is not showing good for Corey Fox right now, but it is looking good
Cover
for Sid
here.
Floyd. There's the pin.
1, 2. Oh, and Cross saves the matchup for the Disciples.
But I mean, yeah, Sid Floyd has undoubtedly had some very unnecessary obstacles to overcome, but the fact is, he's overcome them.
You're right about that, and this might be one more obstacle that he's going to have to overcome here tonight as the Disciples are all set to take out Sid Floyd, and I can't imagine the repercussions for Sid if he were to lose here.
Oh,
Nice Luthez press.
I mean, what if he, he wins, and Corey Fox...
Oh, there goes Cross.
Corey Fox...
Oh, Berlin, though.
But, Corey Fox trying to do what Sid Floyd's saying he's doing, but Sid Floyd's just proving him wrong here. I mean, if he's trying to...
There goes Berlin up our table.
If he's trying to prove that Sid Floyd is not a capable wrestler, he's not doing a very good job.
You're right. I don't know what exactly is going on. As we said, this Quagmire's dwelling deeper as we go on here, but nonetheless, we're going to have to watch out. Bishop! Oh, but he got out of the way. Sid Floyd got out of the way. And now he'll head up top himself. And again, the moonsault hits home. And now Sid. Berlin bumped. Now knocked down. Now there goes Cross. Can Sid Floyd pull off the upset of the night here? The cover. 1, 2. He does it. Sid Floyd has defeated the Disciples. And now the question remains, if Corey Fox is behind this, what does he have left to throw at Sid Floyd?
I don't know. It seems like we're running out of superstars. But,
Sid Floyd with a monumental victory here tonight over all 3 Disciples. This coming just a few weeks after he faced all 3 men at Road to Glory. And Sid Floyd standing tall. Oh, but wait a minute. That's Fox, the owner and chairman. Wow.
some big threats there.
But he's got the firepower to make them reality, and that's the scary thing for Sid Floyd. Connor, what do you make of all this now? Do you think that Corey Fox is genuine? He sounded genuine.
I mean, he did sound genuine, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's an issue we're going to have to look at later, because when we come back from break, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you what happened last week with Eric Matthews. Now, the hysterical event to some, the disappointing event to others. Nonetheless, we're going to give you full video of what happened to Eric Matthews last week so that you may either enjoy or regret it a second time. When CWE Live comes back, we take a look at Eric Matthews. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look here at what happened last week on CWE Live.
You only have one choice to make in this matter, and that's very simply put that your contractual obligations to this company are no longer necessary. Or, I guess, in other words, your fire.
Whoa! Eric Matthews has been fired! And that's what happened last week, ladies and gentlemen, on CWE Live. And Connor, in retrospect, how do you feel about that?
You know, I don't like to take joy in other people's, I'd like to say discomfort, but it was a little bit funny. I got a chuckle out of it, and but on a serious note, it was well
I was
deserved.
thinking, you know, tonight Garrett Hawk, Gordon Slash need an opponent. You know, there's not many other teams running around, and I figured since you and I were on the up and coming, it might benefit both of us to work together. What do you say, man? What do you say?
You want to work with me? You want to team up with me? You want to team up with the judge? You know, I like you, Brandon. I think I could get behind that.
Well, then let's go out there and do it, bud. Prove to this whole world what we've got.
And we jump backstage here for a second. Sorry about that interruption, but it looks like Lopez and Jones have formed a union.
A very strong one if it continues what it's doing.
Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for one of the strongest unions to make its first appearance of the night. Allison James representing the Edge, the CWE Women's Champion, and man, has she been on a tear since she won that belt. She has seemed unstoppable, and what a match that she put on at Road to Glory with Jade.
I'm still speechless over it.
Incredible.
One of the best matches I've seen.
I can't disagree with you there, Connor. That match had all of the tools, and now she's going to put on more of that kind of display against Christy Klein. Now, Connor, what do you make of young Christy here? She's been running around with Dylan for a while, you know, Dylan Poteet, that is. You know, she's making her way up in the ring. She's, you know, she hasn't really done anything too impressive yet, but I think she's on the rise. What about you?
She's definitely up and coming, but you know, like everyone else in our Divas division, she has what it takes. But,
yeah, I think you're right there. I think it's only a matter of time. You know, these things have to grow and they have to develop and they have to become something. You can't just force them into a situation. So I think given the right time and the right development, Christy Klein could really become something. CWE is live once again, as we mentioned, in Pittsburgh, the new permanent home of CWE, right here in our home city, and I think it's just awesome to be here. As now, oh, what a shot to the head from James, as she will start this match off early, but there's Klein, showing no pain there. Oh, nice reversal. Oh, Dragon Whip, nice kick from Christy Klein there. As now, off the ropes goes James, comes back. Back body drop from Klein. And the cover, one, oh, not even one. What kind of a message would it be for Christy Klein to get a win over the women's champion here?
It would be a huge message. I mean, but in some respects, I think it would paint a little bit of a bullseye on her back there. But I mean, there's no bigger message than what if she was to beat
Allison James. And there's no bigger bullseye than there is on Allison James right now, the reigning women's champion since July. That's right, July. She has been the women's champion as long as the Edge have been tag champs. Look at this now. Up top, double knees, Luthez press. Nicely done. Connor, the Edge as an entity has been on fire since July. How do you think they've been able to maintain that momentum for almost half a year?
It boils down to the members that they have. I mean, all three members of the Edge are superb in what they do, and that's it. That's as simple as I can boil it down to. I mean, and I think a lot of the time, you know, people tend to overlook Allison James because of the Edge, but she is definitely on par with them.
In respective divisions, I couldn't agree with you more, Connor. As now Allison James is taunting this crowd here, trying to get the crowd. I think sometimes she almost wants the crowd against her. Oh, nice neck breaker as motivation. And now James dragging her away from the ropes. She looks like she's having a hard time even moving as Christy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. And that's got to do it. That has got to do it. 1, 2, and a great win for Allison James. What a solid win here. Wait a minute. Connor, what music is that?
I have no idea.
Neither do our women in the ring. What the hell? Whose music is that? Wait, there's something on the Tron. Valora. Who the hell is Valora? Connor, do you have any idea who that is?
I do not.
I don't know what to make of that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just another mystery, and we'll be back. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWE Live here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's tag team time, and Connor, I can't wait to see how this is going to play out.
I'm excited too. Both these competitors have both caught me by surprise, I will admit. But we'll see if their chemistry matches up good.
Well, being told right now that they've taken to calling themselves the Young Guns. So the Young Guns here will take on Garrett Hawk and Gordon Slash tonight in their debut match as a tag team. And Connor, we got to set the deck here. AJ Jones was phenomenal in his debut against Eric Matthews last week, and now Brandon Lopez hasn't technically lost a match since he debuted. So this is really interesting here, watching these two rookies grow together. And now it's time for the opponents. Hawk and Slash are probably two of the most hardcore guys on the roster, two of the most interesting characters, that's for sure. What isn't for sure is their chemistry as of late, Con. We've seen them week after week seem to tussle with one another after the matches were over. What do you think about all of it?
I think if they can't work that out, it's definitely going to play against them because, I mean, both their opponents are rookies, but they are fabulous rookies. I mean, they are no short in talent there. So we'll see if they can put the bad blood between them aside and get work done.
Yeah, it's going to come down to whether or not youth or experience is going to prevail here, and hopefully experience for them will dictate that they need to get on the same page. And now it's time. Looks like Lopez will start off with Hawk. And Hawk with a shot, and another shot, and again. And Hawk bringing the flurry early. And watch the back suplex, nicely done. Connor, what is the most impressive thing about Garrett Hawk as a competitor?
He's lethal from any part of the ring. I mean, his striking is very sound. He can go up top if he needs to be. I mean, there's no one area he's weak in.
I think you're right about that, and his partner Gordon Slash being seemingly incapable of experiencing pain definitely benefits. Gordon Slash, one of the toughest guys I've ever seen. In 2011, he fractured his orbital bone behind his nose, had to have that completely surgically repaired, and came back within a month. And now some serious strikes there from Lopez as he takes down Garrett Hawk. Some shoulder blocks connecting there. Oh, but look at Hawk sending him into his own corner. And now, watch out here, off the post. So far, the experience factor for Garrett Hawk has seemed to have given him an advantage here.
A little bit, but I mean, it's still too early to tell. But
right about that. Now Lopez into the corner, and the tag's made to Jones. And here we go, the first example. What's this? Look at this! Aided crossbody!
Some early teamwork there. I mean,
Jones and Lopez know their strengths and weaknesses, and I think they're going to have to pull on each other's abilities here. Jones, I would definitely say the faster, Lopez the stronger guy, but we'll see how that plays out.
I mean that's an interesting aspect because, I mean, up until this point, they have not faced each other.
There's a tag.
They've maybe only seen each other in the ring, so I mean, they really might not know the capabilities of one another.
Oh, nice reversal there by Jones. I think they're going to have to rely on their individual abilities, and there's a nice roll-up, wrestling roll-up. They're going to have to rely on their individual abilities and loan each other's knowledge here sort of surrogately through this match. Oh, nice knee right to Gordon Slash there. Gordon Slash, one of the ultimate underdogs in CWE history, stands at only 5'8", the smallest guy in CWE, weighs only 140 pounds. He's a tiny little guy, but man, has he got some conviction. A former CWE World's Champion back in 2012, a 7-time CWE Hardcore Champion, a 4-time CWE Tag Team Champion with now retired superstar Kilborn. Gordon Slash is really an underdog that shouldn't be an underdog.
I mean, looks matter, but I mean, people just automatically assume that he is. But
oh, look at this! Look at this! Up top! Oh, elbow backbreaker combo! That was cool. Anyway, what were you saying?
I mean, it's just that, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. That whole thing. I mean, you can tell right now he's giving Brandon Lopez a guy who's pretty much twice his size a run for his money.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Now Lopez sending Slash into the corner. Oh, misses the clothesline wildly. And now Slash has the edge here as he sends him into the ropes. Comes back. Oh, they clonk heads there. Oh, Hawk! Nice move by Hawk to just knock Lopez off the game just a slight bit there. Into the corner. And the tag is made to Garrett Hawk. And now look at this. Now Hawk hits the aided crossbody. Gordon Slash will step back outside. The cover. And a kick out at nothing there. AJ Jones trying to ensure that nothing bad comes about. I'll tell you, AJ Jones, there's a cover. 1. And a kick out at 1. AJ Jones was really impressive last week when he knocked off Eric Matthews. What was the thing you took the most from that match?
I think I'd call it technical power. I mean, he
pulls the rope down. Look at that move.
He was very technical with his strikes, but when his strikes hit, they hit hard. I mean, he's got a lot of power behind him.
You're right about that. And now battling on the outside, Hawk and Jones. Look at Hawk sends Jones back in. Now Hawk on the ropes. Oh, into our table. Brandon Lopez getting the advantage. Oh, but there comes Slash and the head scissors. And now Jones and a belly to back suplex. And this is just breaking down here. DDT. Jones retreating. And everybody goes back, and this match is going to reset now. Connor, as a tag team, what struck you early about the way Slash and the way Lopez and Jones work together?
I mean, they're both aware of the fact that, you know, they are inexperienced, and they are going to be going against guys with definitely more experience than them, but they know their strengths, they know how to use them, and they have a certain energy about them. I mean,
look at Lopez up top, huge elbow to the gut.
They have a certain energy about them that just makes them, they click.
Look off the ropes, and what a fall-down slam. That is 260 pounds of Brandon Lopez dropping right on your lower body. That's got to feel horrible.
Or delightful, depending on your point of view, but
you have an interesting point of view if you like larger men falling on your torso.
And Brandon Lopez just
with a nice vertical suplex. And now he's going to head up top again. This time across the chest with that arm.
Very impressive that a man of his size can
leap that far.
Very impressive.
Indeed. And now the stomps will begin. Look at this.
And if I was Garrett Hawk right now, I would, well, never mind. I was going to say he would be trying to get to the...
Oh, and Lopez over the top.
He would be trying to get to the corner.
And now crossbody right out in front of us. Oh, right off the corner of our table goes Jones.
And once again, this is just spilled into...
KO on top of the rope. And look at that maneuver by AJ Jones. Man, does he look good here or what?
Garrett Hawk working over Brandon Lopez in the ring.
Comes back in. Oh, look at this. Heads up top. Reversed. Oh, Lopez caught him. Lopez caught him. Backbreaker.
Now Gordon Slash working over Jones outside the ring there.
Oh, look at Jones and Slash though, but look at Lopez. Over the stairs goes Jones. Lopez running knee to the head. Running knee and now the cover. The ref down. 1, 2, and the Young Guns win it. The Young Guns have knocked off Slash and Hawk.
In their debut as a tag team, they came out in spectacular fashion.
And they are looking good. We might be looking at the future tag team champions right there if these guys can pick up their momentum. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, CWE is live in Pittsburgh, and we have one hell of a show for you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Connor, the look on your face when this music hit was undeniable. What's going through your head right now as Sean Peterson comes to the ring?
You know, probably nothing I can say on television, but I don't like him. If you haven't heard, I don't like him. I don't like what he's about, and I'm sure not going to like what he's going to say.
You know, I've got to say, with all of my cold, $1 million heart, that when I found out that CWE had secured a permanent location here in Pittsburgh, I was absolutely 100% completely sincerely disgusted. What is this city famous for, huh? Steel mills, the middle-class, hard-working man. The moochers is more like it.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh is home to some of the biggest gimme-gimmes I've ever seen in my life.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Just like you with your sports teams, like those Penguins.
Yes.
That's right. That captain, Sidney Crosby, the biggest whiner I have ever seen in my life. And maybe that's why you all cling to him, because you are like him. You are whiners.
How many cups do you have, Peterson? That's right.
And you take your frustrations out on successful people like me. Me and Braden, that is. But with that being said, I'm out here today to talk about the fact that at Road to Glory, I wasn't successful. In that regard, Braden and I had a little bit of a chat. We decided that maybe it's time for Strictly Business to expand. It's time to increase our equity. Our overall value needs to go up. And so Braden and I went and did some searching. We searched high and low, left and right. We even went and looked at Heinz Field for talent, but then we remembered we're trying to find people that are better than breaking even 2 seasons in a row. But then it hit me. There has been a man on this roster who has been underappreciated for months, maybe even years. There was a man on this roster who had all of the raw talent it took to become successful. But he didn't have a mentor. He didn't have a teacher. And so he withered away into obscurity. But that is all about to change here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because Strictly Business has a new member. With that being said, allow me to introduce to you the newest member of the Strictly Business family. Eric Matthews!
Oh my God. I do not believe this. Eric Matthews has been hired by Sean Peterson to join Strictly Business. Connor, what do you make of this?
I feel like Sean Peterson, he's supposed to be a very good businessman, but I just don't see any good business in this. I mean, he does not have a good portfolio behind him.
Well, Eric Matthews is back in CWE, it appears, and oh well.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. Text your friends, your pathetic friends. Call your pathetic families. And tell them that you were here. You witnessed the introduction of a new era. You are now looking at the richest faction in wrestling.
All I can say is wow. Sean Peterson has done the unthinkable here tonight and has hired Eric Matthews to join Strictly Business. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back from commercial break, we're going to take an in-depth look at what happened at the end of the show last week. JC Halm and Chris Twinier attacked the CWE World's Champion, Jack Van Ryan, and made an announcement that they were going for Van Ryan at New World War with the Road to Glory contract. When we come back, full footage of what JC Halm and Chris Twinier did last week. And welcome back. Take a look at what happened last week.
The Edge! The Edge! The Edge is attacking Van Ryan! You know, chair!
Oh, God! Enough is enough! Stop it! Not this! Don't do this, guys! Not this one! Concerto! And ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened last week. And Connor, that's a little hard to watch, isn't it?
It is.
We'll have to see how that unfolds, because JC Halm is not kidding around. And I think anyone who was questioning him before certainly isn't going to after that. Nonetheless, it's time for another match. And Connor, this one is set to be a great one because here comes the Royal Crown Champion, Chase Adams. Now Connor, Chase Adams, one of my favorite competitors on the roster, thought he was going to become the first CWE superstar to compete in 2 Road to Glory ladder matches, and he was. He also thought he was going to become the first CWE superstar to hold 2 championships at the same time, and wasn't able to do that one. What comes next for Chase Adams? He knows he's got Chris Twinier at New World War. How do you prepare for that?
You just study your opponent. I mean, Chris Twinier is he's part of the Edge. I mean, do I need to say more? He's a very strong individual, but I mean, Chase Adams definitely has the experience and the muscle to deal with Chris Twinier, so we'll see what happens.
And we will indeed see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Chase Adams, one half of this match, and this is going to be awesome. Because here comes Isaac Morgan. Now, Isaac Morgan, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, has had to... Oh, wait a minute! That's Volchenkov! Off the steps! And sent it to the ring! What the hell was that all about?
I don't know. It seems like Volchenkov just has it out for Isaac
I thought
Morgan.
this thing was dead and buried. I thought this thing was done. Volchenkov won at Road to Glory. I thought that was going to be the end of it. I don't understand why he comes back out and starts it up again.
I don't think it has anything to do with winning. I think it just has something to do with hurting people. I don't think anything will ever be dead and buried with Volchenkov.
And I think, except maybe his opponents.
Very good point there.
And now off the ropes goes Morgan. Oh, clothesline. Morgan seems to not be too affected by that pre-match assault there by Dmitry Volchenkov. And I got to just wonder, as Morgan hits a nice back suplex, what the hell is wrong with Dmitry Volchenkov that he enjoys hurting people?
I mean, there are those individuals, most of them are serial killers, they're in prison, but...
And there's a look at this! That is a reverse dragon sleeper locked in there, but he lets him out.
I mean, Isaac Morgan has definitely... He has a tough skin on him, because, I mean, he does not seem affected at all by that preemptive strike, if you would, by Volchenkov there. And
no, he doesn't, and he has taken out his frustration on Chase Adams, and I'm sure it's not intentional, but how could you blame him? Because now Adams is up.
I'd just like to point out the size difference between these two gentlemen.
Yeah,
here.
you got to keep that in mind. Chase Adams is about 5'11", 199 pounds. Isaac Morgan, 6'4", 266 pounds. And not to forget also Isaac Morgan's background of Olympic powerlifting, so that is going to play in here as well. Nice reversal by Morgan, and a drop kick hits home. Don't be mistaken to think Isaac Morgan isn't athletic because he's big.
And Morgan just going to work on Chase Adams' head there. Definitely seems to be targeting the upper region.
Look at this now.
I mean, if your opponent can't see straight, he can't fight straight.
That's a good point. Can't do anything straight at that point. And now, back to the head again with more shots here. We want to take this quick opportunity to remind you that there are a number of ways you can follow CWE if you're a social media advocate like myself and Connor here. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, of course, just by clicking the subscribe button right from this video. You can also go to Facebook.com/CWE Live, Twitter @CWE Live, as you currently see in the top left corner of your screen, Reddit, reddit.com/r/CWE Live, and Tumblr @CWE Wrestling. You can also follow Facebook, or you can follow Connor on Facebook. Just type in Connor Brandt, look for Metal Greymon. So that's always nice. And now a nice shoulder block as Morgan goes off the ropes. And now look at this. This is a technical battle for certain between these two. Connor, tell us about Chase Adams. You've been watching him for a while now. What makes him such a unique competitor? Cover! And a kick out of nothing.
I mean, he's very athletic. I mean, he likes to go to the top rope. He's very technical. He reverses a lot of stuff. He's very hard to pin down. both literally and
metaphorically speaking. Look at this now. Isaac Morgan up top. Powerbomb. Vicious authority. And that is to be respected right there from Isaac Morgan.
And then going back to the head with those strikes there.
Gotta wonder if he had fought this way against Volchenkov, if the outcome would have been different at Road to Glory. Up top. Huge elbow hits home. And Chase Adams is definitely on the receiving end of this match so far.
I have to wonder, I mean, I'm thinking Isaac Morgan can end this right now. I mean,
think you're right. He's definitely got the authority here to do so.
He just seems to be prolonging it.
If I could just interrupt for a moment.
Wait a minute. That's Victor Pariah.
Mr. Isaac Morgan, ever the testament to the insanity of the American people. You insist and insist and insist upon waking the sleeping demons of the past. You, in your anonymity, could have left this issue in December, in the past, where it should have stayed, Mr. Morgan, but you are a fool, and as such, you make foolish mistakes. What on earth were you thinking, eliminating my client, Dmitry Volchenkov, first in the six-man over-the-top battle royal last week? Did you think that it would be retribution for your failure at Road to Glory? Did you think it would impress these people? Did you think that it would legitimize you as a man? Unfortunately for you, you were wrong on all three accounts. You didn't legitimize your failure at Road to Glory. All you did was anger Dmitry Volchenkov. You didn't impress any of these people. All you did was anger Dmitry Volchenkov. And you certainly did not legitimize yourself as a man. All you did was anger Dmitry Volchenkov. And now that he is angry, Mr. Volchenkov has asked me to come out here and tell you to your face that you have been warned. You have been warned of the fact that because you felt the need to do what you did, you are subject to Dmitry's will. And Dmitry plans on extracting his pound of flesh from you at the first opportunity. So, Mr. Morgan, heed these words if you have learned nothing else from your time interacting with me. Run away while you still can.
Connor, what do you make of that?
I feel like Isaac Morgan has, might want to watch his back.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Right in front of us, Volchenkov! That's Volchenkov! And there goes Morgan! Oh, and he takes out Adams too! What on earth? And we'll be back. Well, hey, if it isn't my good pal Serge. How you doing, bud? Listen, actually, I don't mean to get rid of the small talk, but I want to cut right to the chase with you. Serge, I know it's been a rough couple of weeks. You've been dealing with some stuff. Things are different, I understand. It's a different era of wrestling, and you know that as well as I do, so I was thinking maybe it's time for you to do something else. Take a different road, and if you'd be willing to hear it, I have an offer for you. What the hell are you talking about, an offer? I mean, you've got me intrigued, but... Alright, you know what? Tell me more. Shake on it, like friends. If you'll just follow me, we'll go over the details.
Well, well, if it isn't Dylan Poteet himself. You know, come to think about it, I wondered when you were finally gonna step up to the plate and approach me like a man. After all, you do have a rematch coming up. I figured you'd be eager to try to get your hands on me. Then again, I can't blame you for not wanting to get close to me after I nearly broke all the ribs in your body. So tell me, Dylan, what brings you here today?
You know, when you came into this company, I had a lot of respect for you. I might not have admitted it out there, but I had a lot of respect for you. You know, the thing is, ever since you've climbed to the top and now that you finally reached it, you're nothing but a punk. So I want to give you the opportunity to try to prove that you really earned that. You say you defeated 3 people to earn that? I want to see you do it again. Next week, you and I are both going to run the gauntlet. Whoever can defeat more opponents will pick the stipulation for our rematch at New World War. You can pick any 3 guys you like, and I'll do the same. We'll see who deserves to have that when the time comes.
And that was Dylan put. Oh!
Good luck, Dylan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Main event time here in Pittsburgh. Now, Connor, we'll get to Jack in just a moment, but let's talk about what we just saw backstage before we went on break. Richard Till and Dylan Poteet apparently are going to have gauntlet matches next week. And the winner will pick the stipulation for New World War. Connor, that's awesome.
That is.
Now, on to Jack Van Ryan. This is a guy who last week was assaulted by the Edge, beaten down by the Edge, hit with chairs. Tonight, he's going to step in the ring against the Edge, teaming up with his best friend, Scott Ganziz. I can only imagine what the hell is at stake here for these guys. What does it mean for these guys to get in the ring with the Edge after that beating?
It means payback. It means revenge. I mean, if I was in his shoes, that's all I would do.
Watch out. And now, Jack Van Ryan will team up with Scott Ganziz, and this is going to be one hell of an interesting match. And look at the reaction from our crowd. Every single one of them standing in support for Scott Ganziz with the X-Arms. This is going to be intense, Con. And there's the man, Scott Ganziz. Now, Connor, at Road to Glory, these two faced off in one-on-one competition. You said that their friendship wouldn't hold up, and so far it's held up pretty well. I'm not trying to say I told you so. All I'm trying to say is, do you think their friendship can survive through the Edge here tonight?
Well, most definitely. I mean, if they can survive Road to Glory, it can survive anything. If anything, it'll just make it stronger. I mean, Scott Ganziz is most definitely looking to get some kind of payback towards the people that hurt his friend here, so we'll just see what happens.
Well, the Edge is a very different monster than friendship is. I don't think there's any friendship to be shared or lost between the Edge and Jack Van Ryan right now, so I'd like to think that the sins of the father will haunt the son here, and maybe Jack Van Ryan will watch his best friend suffer the same fate tonight, or maybe the sins will come back to haunt the sinner, and Van Ryan and Ganziz can extract a pound of flesh from the Edge. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh is exploding for Scott Ganziz, and how could you not? A guaranteed future Hall of Famer is in the ring before us, and this is going to be crazy. And speaking of crazy, here they come. J.C. Halm, Chris Twenier, and an earlier victorious Allison James are on their way to the ring, and this is, I don't even have words for these guys. Last week they assaulted Van Ryan with a couple of chairs. The week before that, you know, they've just been doing all kinds of things. They've hurt everyone in their path. They've won every match they've been in for the most part, with a couple of losses sprinkled on. And right now, these guys are riding the biggest wave of fire of anyone in CWE I think I've ever seen. How does that translate to this match?
I mean, they have a reputation to uphold, and that's what they're going to try and do. But also, if Scott Ganziz and Van Ryan can somehow beat them, it shows to everybody, the fans, the other superstars, that maybe even gods can bleed, so to speak. Because, I mean, they're pretty much nothing short of that.
Even gods can bleed. That is phenomenal. And what else is going to be phenomenal is this main event, as Van Ryan will start off with Chris Twenier right to the knee. What is Jack Van Ryan going to have to do to isolate the Edge here?
He's going to have to keeping the tags far and in between, because, I mean, it's common sense. You work one opponent down.
The divide and conquer strategy.
Exactly. And
right now, Chris Twenier looks divided.
But also, not to try and let his temper get the best of him, because, I mean, you get kind of that red mist of rage, and you don't start thinking clearly, and then you end up face first on the mat.
You're right about that, Con. As now, look at that. Scott Ganziz has Twenier. Oh, right to the face. And now Ganziz. Oh, Twenier getting the best of Ganziz there. And now in the ring with the elbow. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Edge fares in this match long term. Van Ryan and Scott Ganziz, both bigger guys than Twenier and Halm respectively. And I wonder if that's going to play in. And the tag has been made, and Ganziz is the legal man. Reversal. They tie up now. Nice back suplex by Chris Twenier. And look out. Uh-oh. There goes Ganziz into the corner of the Edge. And there's the tag. And now we'll begin the lethal strategy that the Edge employs of quick tags, I'm sure, off the corner. That move sends your back right into that barely protected post. And the Edge is going to be lethal if they can continue to isolate Scott Ganziz. What do you think?
Definitely. It's been their go-to strategy for pretty much every match they've been in so far. And, I mean, why not? It works.
Nice elbow to the face right there from Halm. Look out. Oh, right into a fist. Chris Twenier.
Oh, nice reversal there.
Oh, and another one by Halm. And now sends Ganziz into the far corner. Oh, misses the drop kick. And a punch from Ganziz. But Halm, not phased. And watch out here. Oh, reversal. Oh, but Chris Twenier making the difference again. And now Halm, there's the tag to Twenier. And the divide and conquer continues. Look at this. Again, off the corner. Connor, who do you think the better member of the Edge is? Be careful, because Allison James is right over there, so.
I will put down for undecided.
Very well.
Because I like my face the way it is.
Not between two steel chairs. The last time you got involved with Superstars, it almost ended horribly for you.
But it ended greatly. Not greatly for Chris Twenier there, as he gets thrown to the mat, and we go for the tag.
Tag, and Van Ryan's in. Look at Van Ryan. Oh, right to the back. And I don't think Van Ryan's going to pull any punches or have much respect for the Edge after the attack that they gave him last week.
It's not like the Edge gives much to be respected, though. I mean,
well, you can't deny the talent, and you can't deny the unity that those three have. You can't deny that Allison James is probably the best women's wrestler in the company right now, and you can't deny that Twenier and Halm have found some kind of chemistry. I mean, let's not forget, last year at this time, we didn't even know Chris Twenier was a wrestler. We didn't even know he was a competitor. We thought he was a suit. Look at him now. One half of the longest reigning tag champs in a long time.
I'm not questioning their abilities or their chemistry, but I'm questioning their actions in and out of ring, and from what they've given us, there's nothing to respect about these.
Well, there is one thing to respect about their in-ring. Let's not forget, they won the tag titles back in July after they were vacated by Dylan Poteet and Vicious Sex after a nasty injury brought on by the Edge. Now, oh, look at Halm!
And Ganziz running over to try and help out his tag team partner there.
And Halm hit on the apron, And Ganziz, look out. Oh, but Halm kicks him off. And now Van Ryan's going to go for that boot. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Oh, the punt kick. But Halm by the hair.
And now Ganziz
In the ring, and this is breaking down right in front of us. This is absolutely breaking down. Over the rope goes Halm, and Ganziz is in pursuit. Other 20 are playing possum nicely. Connor, what has been the most surprising thing about this match so far?
Going for the stairs there, Ganziz. The Edge's inability to actually gain somewhat of an edge. Usually they come out very strong, use the quick tags like you said earlier, and are able to wear down their opponents rather quickly, but they've been kind of stonewalled in that, and I think they're having a bit of a hard time here.
They almost got to it a little bit earlier, but they haven't been able to really maintain the advantage. And look at this! Look at this! Up top, fall-away slam! He's got to go for the cover there.
If I was him,
No, he's not. I think that's a mistake. I think you've got 20 or down, you go for the cover.
I think there's a little
Full
bit.
Nelson.
There's a little bit more blood to be spilled here, and I think if Van Ryan wants to get it out.
Now Ganziz. JC Halm on the apron.
Maybe Ganziz will be the smart one here and try and go for the pin.
We'll have to see. Is Ganziz ever the technician with a nice back suplex? And now he's firing up. And the cover, there it is. 1, 2, will he get him? No, kick out by 20 or 2. Off the ropes. Oh, he ran right into 20er, who sends him into the corner. And he's going to send him into the far corner. Oh, power reversal. Cover there. 1, 2, will we? No, a kick out of 2, and Van Ryan does not have to save the match this time. And the tag made to Halm. Oh, misses that clothesline. And 20 are getting the distraction in there as Halm kept his eyes on Van Ryan. And a takedown by Halm. Halm spotting a new tattoo on his left arm there, Colin. It's hard to see from here, but trust me, it's there.
I will trust you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what other choice do you have as the Edge is proving why they are one of the most dominant factions. And I've said for a long time they could have been. I said back when they first formed they could turn into what they are now, and I'm disappointedly proud in myself for picking up on that.
I think a lot of people in this organization are, as they've carved a little bit of a path of destruction in it.
I don't think it's a little bit of a path, but I think you're absolutely right. And the cover there, could we get the win right here? 1, 2, and no, a kick out by Ganziz at 2. Ganziz is going to have to make a tag here. If he doesn't get the edge back from the Edge, they're going to be in some serious trouble. Running Bulldog. JC Halm is making short work of Ganziz. Back to that knee.
I mean, he's going isolating those limbs, the legs, the head. Very technical striking.
Yet sinister approach.
Into the corner there.
And the tag.
Their tag.
And here it is. This is what we were afraid of. And they're going to go back to it again. Look out here. Off the corner a third time goes Scott Ganziz's lower back.
And
this is ridiculous.
Ganziz has to limp.
Oh, shoulder breaker.
Something. Try and get to Van Ryan in the corner there, but the Edge are just making it a hard time for him. And again, back to the leg there.
The Edge is just so lethal. And now 20er, the go behind, back to the knee. Right back to that knee. And 20er is going to go up top now. And a body splash from up top from 20er. And Halm is back in. And the Edge is on fire here. Look at Halm eyeing up Van Ryan.
Well, getting cocky there, though.
Oh!
And he pays for it.
He does indeed.
Let's see if Ganziz can hold this little bit of momentum, and he does.
He's got to make that tag. He has got to make that tag to Van Ryan. I don't know why he doesn't
going for
cover.
the pin.
And a kick out. I really don't know why he didn't make a tag there. Into the corner. Oh, reverses it, and the Edge has the momentum right back. And now JC Halm. Oh, forearm to the face.
The Edge give you a very small window of opportunity to take, and
you've got to take it. You can't play around with it.
No.
We don't like the Edge, but you cannot play around with them. And now the takedown and back to that leg. They have found a weakness in Scott Ganziz's game, and they're going to target it.
Again, it undoubtedly Ganziz is... Again, I don't know how he's standing right now.
Well, he's not. Now he is. Into the corner. And again, the tag. And here we go. This is what you were afraid would happen earlier is now manifesting in front of our eyes. The Edge is getting to their lethal quick tag game.
Well, I think they already got there a while back. And unfortunately, Ganziz is, well, appears to be their destination, so to speak. Again with the leg.
This is just, it's getting harder to watch this as this match goes on.
You gotta wonder what Van Ryan is thinking. I mean, that is his friend and tag partner.
You're right about that. Look at this now. They're taunting him, and the tag is made again. They're going to do this one more time. They're going to do this again. Into that corner. And there goes 20er taking out Van Ryan. And they go back to that knee of Ganziz. This is just brutal.
Scott Ganziz has been in that ring for
longer than he should have been.
For at least
and again the tag.
At least 10 plus minutes now. The Edge have had at least
knees to the back.
At least 5 or 6 tags in that time.
Look out. Inverted sit down bulldog. And this is just getting nasty now. The Edge is just dominating.
Van Ryan pacing back and forth there.
He's got to do something to get himself involved, but he knows if he runs in the ring, he's going to get disqualified. It must be hard to watch this. Oh, now, but Ganziz... Oh, and Halm provided just enough of a distraction for that to work, and the tag. This is just getting bad.
Van Ryan gesturing.
Look at that. Look at Halm taunting Van Ryan. Oh, catches him right in the gut. Double arm DDT. And look at this. JC Halm telling 20er, watch this. Back into the corner. Oh, reversal. Reversal. And he kicks off 20er. And Ganziz, huge clothesline. Could this be it?
He has to go for the tag, not or the pin at least.
And now he's going to go after Halm's leg.
Returning the favor.
Again. Again with this. And look out now. Off the ropes. Comes back. Running Bulldog and the Edge has it. Ganziz again.
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, but Van Ryan getting a shot in.
He's been looking forward to that all night. The first time he's been able to lay his hands on Holmes there, and Ganziz able to get the window there.
And the back suplex again.
Ganziz has to go.
And now, the tag! The tag! Halm!
And here comes
Van
Ryan.
He ducks underneath it. Look out! Lethal injection! The cover! 1, 2, and the Edge does it. I don't know how.
Well, we know how.
But the Edge does it.
And their reign of supremacy just continues.
God, this is bad. Van Ryan watched that whole time. Got in the match, made one mistake, and it was over. And his best friend takes that beating for nothing now. And wait a minute, what is this? Oh no, Ganziz checking out Van Ryan. Look at this! Out of the back!
In typical Edge fashion.
Double chairs! This is disgusting. And our crowd is not any happier than we are. Ganziz is in the ring. Oh, wait a minute, no! Not this again! Not this again! Concerto again! This time to Scott. And Scott, this is bad. And Halm wants the chair again. He wants the chair again. Oh, wait! There's Jack! Jack coming back in the ring! Jack in the ring, kick to the gut! And might have saved Scott Ganziz more pain. And now, the crowd behind Van Ryan. Maybe saving his friend for now, but how long? How long do they have?